Good morning, Paul.
Good morning, Tom.
December's
How are you
upon
doing?
us. December's upon us. Christmas is around the corner, and my shed is increasingly cold.
It's free. We've already had our first storm, and apparently the next one's on its way. Which will be good news for anyone in the shed at the moment.
No, it is. Scraping the ice off the car, and the temperature in here is coincide. But anyway, onwards and upwards.
Yes.
November, we've had a really good session earlier this month with the team at East Sussex Local Enterprise Partnership, the East Sussex LEP.
Yep.
You and I presented to, I think there was just about 100 of them, weren't there, on that Zoom call?
Yeah, I think it was probably our biggest audience of that type yet. So and big thanks to Wendy Gorham from East Sussex for inviting us along for that, and that was really good to because as we have done with Oxfordshire and with Hertfordshire, it's really good to start talking to some more regional careers leaders and enterprise advisors about what we're doing.
I mean, it does also make me think, and this sort of chimes with what Katie, forgive me for forgetting her surname, but
Emberley.
Katie
Emberley.
Kenderley.
Emberley.
Sorry. So she's an expert in branding and marketing and all things digital that was very generous with her time last week, and she'd had a good look at people on work. And it's got the grey matter pulsating, and it's made me really think that in terms of our next steps, the local enterprise partnerships are fantastic organisations, and the people in there are they cover a lot of ground. We need to really be able to sort of spoon feed them some great examples of how people on work can work in schools.
Yeah,
and I think that's my challenge for Q1 of 22 as we go into that is to get into school myself.
Yeah,
try and get in front of some kids, work with some form tutors and some careers leaders in just 2 or 3 schools. Really bring it to life. We'll learn just as much as they learn out of the whole process. It'll make our offer to schools that much slicker. And I think if we can have just a tiny impact in a handful of schools, it'll get the ball rolling. I think this 2021's been really hard on careers leaders, LEP staff, because they've just been pulled left, right, every which way. But because of COVID, so many of them I've spoken to over the last period, Paul, they've been repurposed as COVID managers or injections overseers or whatever it happens to be, test, track and trace people, and careers sadly has really gone on the back burner. I mean, it'll be interesting to see what happens with outcomes in the next few months, in the next few years as a result.
Absolutely. And actually you're dead right, because thinking about it, the question we've had from every single local enterprise partnership that we've spoken to has been, well, the response we've had is, this is great. We talk to them about our 3 golden questions. We show them a few of our interviews, and then we show them a few examples of playlists that schools have, like Ormiston Deans and like Reading School, and so we get a great response, followed up by the question, they always ask us how much it costs, and we always say it's free for schools.
And always a bit disbelieving, I think.
They are a bit disbelieving in that. And then the question we get is, great, how does it work? What do we do? And I think you're right. We need to work with our handful of schools that we've piloted with, and work out that step-by-step process. This is how you engage with your alumni. This is how you introduce the content to careers lessons and careers education with forms, with or with certain subjects. And when we can come back to those enterprise advisors and careers leaders with that working model and the step by step, this is how you do all of those steps, and this is how it it really hums along and you know, can really help your careers education, then, you know, I think we'll be answering the right questions.
Yeah. Katie also talks a bit about the 3 golden questions.
Yeah, she did. So it's you know, it really it was great to get her kind of insight, wasn't it? And there, and it was very balanced. Someone once said to me that in order to be heard, feedback needed to be balanced. So she gave us a lot of ideas of things that we could be doing more of or better, which we're going to be, you know, a bit like going back and, you know, going into the schools ourselves. You know, I think that's a good example of something that we're determined to do. And you're dead right, Tom. We'll learn as much as anybody else in that. In doing that, but it was really encouraging to have her. She was so positive about the 3 golden questions, you know, and really kind of you know, really wanted us to know how good she thought they were at getting that information out of somebody doing the work, whatever it is that they're doing, getting information out of those people that's usable for the person, you know, who's either interested in what they're doing or just, you know, curious themselves about work and what they can do or what they maybe have the potential to do.
Yeah. Well, I think you know, one of Katie's ideas was to have, how could we bring in a, you know, some sort of presenter or, you know, a third voice, a second voice into the interviews. And you know, we've talked about this in the past, and I think sort of reflecting over the last few days, I think there is room. You know, there are certain videos that we could do, or perhaps summaries of certain categories, or monthly update sort of format to talk about careers, and use, you know, have it as more of a, you know, presentational type format. But what I think, you know, our core product, you know, the interviews, which, you know, we've now got, you know, a couple of hundred of them, those core interviews are, you know, a very personal testimony to you know, to the viewer by the interviewee, and that feeling of it being sort of one-on-one private conversation. I think that's really important, and I wouldn't ever want to lose that. I think that's actually, you know, I think that's a really sort of special part of what people work. It's perhaps not, you know, it's not relaxing watching. It's not meant to be
entertainment.
No, exactly. It's about career discovery.
Yeah.
And we can add on some of the entertainment stuff and do other formats. And I think that's, you know, that's interesting part of our future going forward. But yeah, that core, you know, people are very generous with their time and their opinions and their views. And that deserves a sort of special focus. And I want those interviews to be heard loud. I don't want it to be clouded by a presenter in a sparkly suit.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. And you know, that's the big reveal of the 3 golden question interview and of what People on Work does is you're getting access to somebody that you don't know. Talking about their experience of work there and speaking from their relationship with work, and that's where the insight for the person watching comes from, because it doesn't matter if that person is you know, and it works in an administrative job or has a specialist kind of role, is an engineer or you know, a psychologist, but they're telling you from their experience of doing that work, being in that role, what it has been like for them. And of course, you know, you watching, you're never going to be able to replicate that, but you're getting that information, which is going to be helpful to you if you're thinking of well, whatever you're thinking of doing, because it's revealing somebody doing something that you're trying to do yourself, which is, you know, yes, of course, earn a living and you know, and occupy yourself in work, but it's how that work makes you feel
Yeah.
And that's the thing that all of us in work, or all of us who've ever been in work, we're going to have those, what we do is going to make us feel something.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, well, let's leave it there for now.
Well, just one really good thing to add, which is looking ahead for December a little bit, is we've got COVID permitting now, new COVID restrictions on gatherings, especially indoor. We know a kind of, we're walking a bit of a tightrope again, aren't we? But all being well, we'll be filming at Essex Cricket on Wednesday.
Hey,
and that's something we're very excited. Another location which we love doing. Yeah. It's going to be a great backdrop, really interesting people, maybe a few kind of surprise interviews that might even tick that entertainment box. But no, that's something we're really looking forward to doing. And so far, we're still on for doing it.
Excellent. Have a great Christmas, Paul, and we'll do another one of these in the new year.
Yeah, you too, Tom. Looking forward to it.